To Nigeria now, where intense rains and flooding have damaged more than 200 homes in the northeastern state of Yobe. The local emergency management agency said some 600 people were likely affected in the town of Potiskum, some of them injured. It comes a week after weather authorities issued a flood warning for 21 of the country's 36 states due to seasonal rains. Well, Tessem Akende is in Jos and joins us with more this hour. Tessem, thank you for joining us. What more can you tell us on the flooding in the country's northeast this hour?
Yeah, well, indeed, it's a sad situation because several people have been rendered homeless, displaced by heavy rainfall. For Potiskum, in Yobe State, northeast of the country, it all started Thursday evening when, heavy rainfall came, and then it happened all through the night into yesterday, Friday morning, and of course, for the greater part of yesterday. And so the rains were heavy. We've been having these rains across the country. Of course, there had been predictions that we will be having this kind of situation. Several water bodies have been overflown. The water banks are overflowing. Several drainages have been clogged, and roads really going through very hard times as a result of, very hard water rainfall. And so the situation generally with regards to the northeast, Yobe State, Potiskum precisely where this happened, a lot of people have been rendered homeless, and it's such a sad situation, really.
Indeed, truly a devastating situation unraveling there. But what kind of an impact is it having in the country's 21 flood-prone states?
It's having a very bad toll because most of these states, and let's start with Yobe State, Potiskum, where we're starting this story from. Most of the people in these states are farmers, and many of them, they're having their farmlands eroded. A lot of them rendered homeless. How can people who are actually homeless, carry out farming activity? And so this talks so much about the hunger situation we're actually having in northern Nigeria and, of course, other parts of the country as well. If people who are supposed to be tilling their farms, cultivating and ensuring that there is food sufficiency are homeless and their farmlands washed away, it talks of what is ahead of us if nothing is done to actually curtail it. Talking about hunger and, of course, diseases, because when people have, leave their homes to be in camps and all of that, it raises health concerns as well. And so it brings a heavy burden on the governments to do or work hard to ensure that these people are catered for so they can return to their homes and then ensure that they cultivate their farms so we don't have a hunger problem going forward.
Right. And finally, Tessem, what exactly makes these states vulnerable time and time again? And what can you tell us about the ongoing government preparedness and response to the flooding?
Yeah, many of the states are along flood-prone areas. Many of them are along flood-prone areas, and we've had situations like in Niger State. Just in June, we had over 100 people losing their lives because, we had waters, and then we had the river Niger in Niger State, and so over 100 people lost their lives because of flood waters. It still talks about how bad this is because people have lost their lives. Their loved ones will be burying them, and then their activities in terms of farming will also be affected. We've had, in terms of what government is doing, just about 2 months ago, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led government, donated over $1 million to, flood victims precisely within the Niger State area. But up northeast, where we have the situation right now, the Yobe State government, led by Mai Mala Buni, has deployed the state emergency officials to ensure that the emergency needs or the relief needs of people are taken to them, talking about food, talking about sanitation, and all of that. But the larger picture is there are campaigns for people to leave flood-prone areas because we are in August and the rains haven't ceased. Yesterday here in Jos, it really rained. This morning we also had rainy showers coming in. And so there have to be campaigns Of course, that is going on for people to leave flood-prone areas, and of course, for more interventions to come in. You can see we're just behind a water body. This is not always like this because of the heavy showers we've been having. That's why you can see the situation like this. And so there have to be more and more campaigns. But of course, government is carrying out interventions and giving out, relief to people who have been affected by this situation. So it's not one thing that will finish at the moment. Those campaigns have to be on and on and on. And of course, we need to have better, town planning, measures, so we don't have this kind of thing. Many people build on flood-prone areas, and so these all have to be, looked into, so we don't have this situation again going forward.
All right, Tessem, thank you very much for those updates here on Africa Live from Jos. Tessem Akende speaking to us about the unfolding situation in northeastern Nigeria.